welcome back to Straight Talk. I'm still alive. I'm still breathing.
After
that hectic little discussion about border crossing rights, we're going to move on to some other maybe.
But you know, it's I don't know where it's going to be resolved. Now council is sort of, which they probably should have done in the first place. Now they're moving away from the issuing of the cards, and in the Indian Affairs office across from the hospital has taken it on, or has taken it now. Probably they have to do it because it's Canada. So now you go there for an application process, or you can go right to Ottawa, I believe. I don't even know because I don't have a card.
I heard that you have to go to Ottawa now. They're not really doing it.
No, I think they do it.
Do it here?
No, you have to do it in the community that you're from, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even then, we don't even know. So I still have a 1990 card. There's no expiry on it. And you know what? I've never had trouble ever.
No, and you won't.
You know, people are saying.
I still have a birth certificate signed from Father Lajoie.
People are saying that there's all these places that aren't taking their status cards because they're expired or whatever reason is, and I've been using the same one since 1990.
Mine expired years ago. Nobody's ever said anything.
No. You know what I say? I said, "Feel me. I'm still here. I'm still breathing.
You're not expired."
Pas esperi.
So I guess eventually something's going to happen, and you're going to end up getting that card regardless.
No. Well, actually, we can. You'll end up getting some. You need to get some sort of identification.
For what?
To travel.
I don't know, but I mean,
to travel.
But that's what I'm saying.
I've made a decision.
All right. Okay, you've made a decision, and other people have made decisions on principle not to get any form of documentation. But in the meantime, it's like, okay, how do we get something from Haudenosaunee that we can stand on principle for?
But then, how do you deal with the taxing issue?
Asking.
But how do you deal with the taxing issue when you go and you purchase something, or you need to do, you want to not pay the tax? So
do you pay
tax? I pay my tax.
On principle, you pay the tax.
I pay the tax. I don't pull my bank card out at Home Depot or anything like that.
Anyway, I do, and I'm going to continue.
Well, we have it, but you know what? On a political level, regardless,
I'm not going to pay the tax if I don't have to.
No. Here, look, on a political level, we're having the wrong discussions with those outside governments. And really, we could say, well, we could lay it all on the table of the band council and say, well, okay, what about the traditional bodies? Well, then, you somehow have to find a way to that table. And maybe that's the part that's driven by the people as opposed to bodies.
In principle, it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And the question they should ask themselves at the council table too is, do they want to strengthen our position as a nation or weaken it?
But you know what? Are they strengthening it, or are they weakening it now, regardless of that
the thing
issue?
is, it's not this decision.
Because there's a lot of other
It's all
issues.
of us.
There's a lot of other issues that they're dealing with or they're not dealing with. That, you know what? And in the last show I said the same thing, is that in this next year we're gonna hear about everything. Yeah. Whether we didn't hear about it, we're gonna hear about it.
Election year.
But what?
Not before December 2012.
Well, what some people want to hear is they want to hear Carl apologize.
Oh, that's right, eh?
Yes, Carl Horn apparently got himself into hot water again.
Well, I guess according to some people. I mean, some people agree, some disagree, some. It's the bridge.
There was letters of complaint that were put out from individuals, right?
Yeah, actually, it's from the NBC.
Okay.
Some owners in the NBC, because some allegations that he had made in regards to a partnership with non-natives and them taking advantage of tax rights, which was proven.
It wasn't the case.
Wasn't the case, but Carl refused to apologize, and he said that and the NBC's holding up the bridge and stopping people from working because they're not coming to some kind of an agreement. He's still refusing to apologize. Whatever's going to happen after that, we don't know. I think there's been some allegations of possible lawsuits to the Mohawk Council. Mohawk Council are saying that when he makes those statements, it's Carl Horn making the statements and not Mohawk Council. So, however,
but
that's
he's
going
a chief,
to,
and it's so they're looking into it anyway, right?
If nothing's done according to the information that I hear, possibly there's gonna be a lawsuit, whether or not it's gonna be a personal land or against the Mohawk Council.
Civil
So,
or-
We don't know what to fight about, do we?
so
We don't know what to fight about.
No, we just like to fight, maybe.
But you know what, the thing is, why Carl is choosing to refuse to apologize, I don't know. I mean, I would like to ask Carl that. On the other hand, you know, it's like, when I used to work for the Eastern Door, sometimes it's never fun to admit you were wrong, to apologize, but sometimes you have to do it and then move on and learn from it, you know.
I mean, many times the statements that you make as a public figure, even if you're not an elected chief or a elected councillor or whatever you want to, elected official, you know.
Carl's saying that it's intimidating.
like
He's
even,
not going to be intimidated or bullied into apologizing. NBC are saying that he's intimidating and trying to try to bully people. So is it gonna? What's gonna come out of it? Yeah. I guess every. You know what? And every court show you ever watch, when it comes to a civil matter, it's all. Everybody's getting sued on principle, right? It has nothing to do with anything else. I don't really want the money, but it's on principle.
Yeah,
okay. It's always the same thing.
Yeah. Just eat crow and get it over with.
I'm sorry. Maybe, you know what? I might have been in error.
I was misinformed, or I
do
didn't
it
have all the information.
do it the political way.
Maybe he believes he's right.
Yeah.
Maybe he believes.
That's what I mean. So it's like
on principle.
So what do you do?
No, but on a serious note, I would say ask Carl, you know, like, how come? Why do you feel that strongly about it, you know?
Well, let's
Maybe
ask
we
him.
could invite him to come on. And he's always been willing to.
And say
Then we're
more.
able to invite the other guys, and then
You know, at the same time though, is he right or is he wrong? The bridge is still up in the air. What's going to happen?
no, it may be.
We're still end up in a situation of what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, is B starting? When's it starting? How's it going to be involved? Who's going to be working? That's still, I don't know. The men, and now it's the difference. The men and NBC are for sure they're not on the same page now. Even the guys that were supposed to be supporting each other. And I told one of the guys the same thing. I said to him, I said this, that at the end of the day, the owners of NBC, you're not in play with them. They want that job. They want to be partners. As a business person, I can get somebody else. If you don't want to come to the agreement that I want, I'm not going to always hold your hand, right? You want the job, you have to follow something. And I have to make an agreement based on my business and not based on your workers. You can't. Nobody can ever run a business like that. So at the end of the day, it's not nice to say, but the owners are going to turn around and do what's best for their company, not what's best for the men. If the men...
Not what's best for the nation, Dad. Just like business, right?
Well, in some respects, you're right. It's about business. It's you know what, and you have to conduct business that way, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to happen. If an agreement isn't made, Carl is right in some respects. Step aside. Somebody else will take your place and take over. And as a business person, you know, no, I'm going to stay there, and I'm going to make the agreement what's best for my company. And if there's something in it for these individuals, if not, then we get more individuals. It sucks, but you have to do that as a business person. And not everybody is going to benefit somehow from it, but this job has to get done, regardless of who it is. So at the end of the day, it's going to be a tough decision for somebody if the decision already made.
And at the end of the day, we're at the end of the day.
You know what? And we didn't even get to talk about Dwight Yoakam.
Dwight Yoakam, I saw his hat bopping up and down.
I could hear him from my backyard.
Yeah, I could hear him. Apparently, the wind and all that.
I was there. It was a really good show.
He puts on a good show.
You know what? No, I seen him 20 years ago when he came to the Spectrum in Montreal.
Yeah.
And that was when I think it was only his second album, like Hillbilly Deluxe or something.
Yeah.
And now he's considered country legend, Dwight Yoakam. He could still fill out a tight pair of jeans. That's all I can say.
Oh,
So
my
legend
mother
in his own
has a big
jeans.
crush on him.
You know?
But you know,
Your grandmother?
My mother.
Oh.
Maybe my grandmother too. I'll ask her later.
the good thing about it is in the last year or so, we haven't really had a lot of people come into the community as much as we are now. And now with Maddie's and at where is it? Barry Alfred's
Ranch.
the ranch. There's been other
Travis Tritt
there's
last
been
year,
other concerts and
Yeah.
people coming in like higher end names and stuff like that. And you know, it's good for the community. It's good for the economy, and it's taken away from a lot of the other things. And it's you know.
Yeah, it was a good, and there was a 2,000 plus people there, and it was a really good show. It was
I mean,
a lot of fun.
And there's more coming.
And
right?
we didn't get hit by lightning. And unfortunately, what happened at the Blues Fest in Ottawa,
Yeah.
with the stage collapsed with a Cheap Trick.
Really?
Two people were very.
It was the same
very
storm.
seriously
The
injured.
same storm system was
Were any
over
of
us
them
that
hurt?
night as well.
Just at Dwight, a few people collapsed there.
Yeah, it was just a couple of people, but it wasn't the stage.
But we have to go.
Yes.
I have to wrap up another show. Thank
Yeah.
you again for being here, Jeremiah. It's been a pleasure again.
Thank
Next
you.
time I'll pick your brain about justice.
Yes, we can do that
Next time.
Next time.
Yeah, we'll save you for. We don't want to hurt you too much. When
That's it. I'm new. Go easy on me.
So if you have any questions or comments surrounding this show or any of the shows that we've been doing, you can email us at mohawktv@hotmail.com or phone us at 632-6397 450-632 News. Nyawa and Onigiwai.
Stay cool and onagiwahi.
Anna.
Oh no.